On July 24, 1897, Amelia, or better known as Amy Otis, and Edwin Earhart gave birth to Amelia in Atchison, Kansas. Her father worked on the railroads, and as a result, her family was constantly transferred. Her father was an alcoholic, which was a main cause for her parents separating. Eventually, Amelia and her sister Muriel were sent to live with their maternal grandparents in Atchison. At 10 years old, the family was reunited. This was the age that Amelia saw her first plane.
Despite the constant moving of schools, Amelia was showing intelligence in both sports and science. In 1915, Amelia's parents separated once again, and they were moved to Chicago to live with their mother and close friends. She graduated from Hyde Park High School the next year. Amelia became a nurse's aide for the Red Cross during World War I. While she was working, she began observing the training of Royal Flying Corps at a nearby airfield, sparking a larger interest in planes. In 1919, Amelia enrolled in Columbia University with a focus in medical studies, but dropped out a year later.
In 1921, Amelia began flying lessons, and months later she saved up enough money to purchase her bright yellow plane, named the Canary. She set the women's world record for highest altitude traveled by flying 14,000 feet high. In 1925, she put her hobby aside temporarily and re-enrolled in Columbia University, but soon after had to drop out again due to expenses. The next few years, she slowly got back into flying and gained popularity by writing articles in her local newspaper. She was asked to be the first woman to fly across the Atlantic, but ended up only being a passenger. This encouraged her desire to fly around the world. She decided to be the first to fly around the equator. She got together a team of 3 men. However, by the time her famous flight finally took place, Fred Noonan was the only man left. Their original plan was to take off from Oakland, California, and fly west towards Hawaii, then fly across the Pacific to Australia, then across India and Africa, and finally return to California. These plans, however, would not be successful as her team faced many issues. But after months of delay, Earhart was finally able to begin her flight. Leaving on July 2, 1937, she set off towards Howland Island on the final leg of her journey. She believed at this point she would be the first person to fly around the equator. But what she didn't know as she departed was that she left with inaccurate maps that placed Howland Island miles away from the actual location. Amelia was never able to find Howland Island. It is believed she searched for it until she ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean.
There are, however, many theories on what happened to Amelia Earhart on her fateful flight, including the idea that she may have become cast away on Nikamaruru Island. Others believe that she was a spy who was captured and potentially executed by the Japanese. Many also believe that she landed safely and lived off the rest of her life under a different name. There are, however, a select few who think that she may have been abducted by aliens and stowed away on their spaceship. Into their spaceship. She was too smart. It's so real. It's so real. I don't understand how real it is. They came for Amelia, and they are going to come for you too. Yikes. But her disappearance is, however, one of the most interesting and yet controversial of modern times. And as much as it may be difficult for us to all admit, we most likely never will know what actually happened to Amelia Earhart.
The one thing that is known for sure is that she will always be remembered as not only one of the most remembered pilots in history, but also one of the most influential women in the history of the United States.
Fly away.
Courage is the price that life exacts for granting peace. The soul that knows it not knows no release.
From little things, knows not the livid loneliness of fear,
nor mountain heights where bitter joy can hear the sound of wings.
I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like like shooting stars. I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now.
Yeah, I could use a dream or a genie or a wish to go back to a